Well, hello everyone. Oh, thank you for joining me. This is Anissa with Stampin' with Anissa, and tonight I have a project. It's going to be really super simple. And this is from the Year to Celebrate stamp set. And this is the stamp set right here, and this is the card right here. So I am going to be creating that card. Really super simple. The only thing that's super complicated about this is if you have one of these machines. I can't pull it here all the way, but this is a heat gun that'll help with what we're about to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. You are going to need um the bubble bath cardstock. And it's going to be right here. So here's your bubble bath. And then you're going to need your base, which is the basic white, cut in half at the 8.5 side at 4.25. So you're going to cut there, and then you're going to go ahead and let's see here. You're going to go ahead and score it at 5.5, like so. And let's go ahead and do that. And you're going to take your bone folder and you're going to go ahead and crease it like that. And so we're going to put this off to the side, okay? And we're going to take our petal. I keep on saying petal pink, but it's not petal. It's bubble bath. So we're going to take bubble bath, and we are going to we are going to create the background, right? And so I love this. It actually was inspired by something I saw in the mini catalog, the new mini catalog, that hopefully that you guys have one. And if not, I would love to send you one. Just let me know, DM me, and let me know that you're in need of one, and I can go ahead and send it to you. But here it is on page 62. This is the stamp set, and here's some of the examples that they have, and I was inspired by this. So I really wanted to go ahead and make this and something like it. And so that is how I came to create this. Nothing too complicated. Like I said, I wanted to make it super simple. When you're just beginning, you don't have that many tools. And I know a heat gun is not what everybody has, but it's a nice project to have because it's sort of satisfying, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you get this powder, embossing powder, right? And I dump all of mine. It comes in a little case. I dump all of it in here. And I bought this little guy, this little spoon at the Daiso store. And this is from the dollar store also. So yeah, I just stick it all in there. This is called Versamark. It's a watermark stamp pad. And this is like a clear adhesive that you use. And then what you do is, I'll show you here in a second, but it'll allow this embossing powder to stick on it. So this is a little, I'm not sure what to call it, but it's some powder in a bag. And whatever your surfaces that you're going to be using the heat gun with for this embossing process, you want to make sure that you wipe it down with this little baggie. And what that does is it prevents a lot of the straggling kind of things around the paper, so that when you pour this powder onto the paper, it doesn't stick. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So It is also very good since this stamp set is the photopolymer stamp set. You don't get a good enough, I guess, image when you use a photopolymer stamp set and you just, stamp it here on the surface. I don't know why. It doesn't work that way. But in those rubber, in the other stamp sets, like this one, Nature's Print, where it's a cling stamp and it's got the rubber stamping on it. That gives it a good, nice, clean image when you do it. And for some reason, not this one. So I'm going to use this image right here. It's a little, when you celebrate your birthday, those little blowhorn things, and you stamp it on the Versamark pad. And now you're going to press it down, okay, onto the paper. You're going to press it down. And there you go. And now we're going to take this powder and put it on the paper. I don't know if you could see that, right? And you just tap, tap, tap it off. So, as you can see, you see some of the powder. Well, the powder sticks on the Versamark ink that you stamped on there. And this powder sticks on that adhesive. And what I normally do is if I just sort of like tilt the paper a little bit, you can, in the light, you could sort of see where there might be some residuals. And that's what we use the bag for the most part, is to make sure you put a fine powder on so that it doesn't have that powder sticking onto areas that you don't want it to stick to. Because in a minute, now this is what's really great, this is what I love about embossing, is that you turn on your heat gun. Now it doesn't take very long for this to heat up. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and heat this up. Sorry, my gun won't go any further. And you're heating up the powder that you poured onto the paper that stuck onto the Versamark ink. And what it's doing is it's getting the powder high enough so that it melts. And when it melts, you could see on the paper, and I don't know if you could see it, but the powder ends up melting, and you end up with this. You end up with an image like this. I don't know if it's gonna. There you go. Isn't that fantastic? Well, we do that, and we take. I'm going to take another one of the images here, which is this right here. Let's do another one. So I'm going to take and stamp it on the Versamark. I'm going to go and put it. I'm going to actually take some scrap paper, put it underneath. Okay. Stamp it again and put it like so. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some of this powder and I'm going to pour it onto the Versamark stamped image like this, and tap, tap, tap to take off the remaining. Oops, you can see where you miss a spot. Okay, I'm going to put this out of the way. And the reason why I take it out of the way, I haven't closed it yet, is because when this blows, you might blow your powder. So you want to make sure like you keep it out of the way. And you, once again, you're heating up the powder. You're making the powder melt, and you'll be able to see the powder melt, and it just gets brighter. So I continue to do that until I get that background that you see here. And for just for time's sake, I went ahead and cut it in advance. I mean, I did it in advance. So here you go. Here is one already done. And you just sort of randomly place the stamps, right, to create this background. I really love the pink and the white together. It's just very cute. And I'm going to go ahead and take basic white paper, okay, and I'm going to cut a little square 2 by 2. Put this away. So 2 by 2, 2. Now this is going to hold the little sentiment or on the front of the card. Okay, so it is 2 by 2. Right. And I'm going to take the gray granite and take this right here, happy birthday to you stamp from the set. And then once again, I'm using this little cushion here so that it gets me a nice clean stamp image, and I press it down. There you go. Fantastic. So now I'm going to take that base, okay, and I'm going to take the backed image, and I'm going to go ahead and put Tombow Glow. I think many times I've mentioned on my other videos, I love using the glue, liquid glue, just so that it's forgiving, and I know that I can move it around a little bit after I do this. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down like so. Okay. Now I'm going to take my little sentiment and I'm going to use the dimensionals, the larger ones, and put little dimensionals, or put these dimensionals on each corner, taking off the little tabs at the same time. And there you go. I'm going to put one in the middle just because I just like having that support. Now, it doesn't, if you don't want to put it right there, you don't have to put the sentiment there. You could put it in dead center. You could put it wherever you like. And in this case, I'm just going to keep it right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that stamp down. I mean, put the image, the sentiment down, and voila. That's basically it. So it's super simple, right? I'm not adding any ribbon. I'm not adding anything, complicated to it. Just the paper, the ink, right? And the stamp set. I did use the embossing heat gun thing, and I mean, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. You could just get any color cardstock you want. Doesn't necessarily have to be this bubble bath color either, but if you get a darker one, or I mean you get a different kind of paper, you could do tone on tone and use the same ink on the paper, and it looks just great. Now I'll actually have to show you guys what that looks like, but you could do that with any stamp set. So this is what you come up with, and I hope you enjoyed taking the time with me to make this card. Well, you have a great rest of your evening, and good night. Bye.